Hey everybody, welcome back to Keely's Creations. I am Keely Kerwin, and today I am here to share with you Elegant Pine. It is a scrapbooking DSP, not really a scrapbooking, but it's DSP. It is paper that we have then used the Elegant Pine, I don't remember what it's called, you guys, I'm going to apologize right there. So it's Elegant Pine is the paper pack, and then there is an Elegant Pine, and it's a stamp and it's a die cut set, amongst other things that we used in this workshop. But that's the main focus of these layouts, and they turned out absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to share them with you, and with the $50 purchase, you can also get the guide to recreate these amazing layouts. So it is still available. The DSP and the Stampin' dies are available. Some of the other elements that we used in here were potentially, I used a close to my heart die that's still in here, and some other things. So I definitely will point those out when we get to them, and you can use anything from your stash to help recreate the exact look. But I didn't want to let this go by without sharing these with you, because these papers came from the September online exclusives. I had finished them a couple months ago. I just haven't had time to share with you with all the other great artwork that we have created that was a little bit more current. So I wanted to share these with you. So long intro on this video. Sorry about that. So if you enjoy what you've seen here, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. I'd also like to welcome or invite you to come join us over at Keely's Creations. It's a Facebook group for crafty friends, whether you were close to my heart, if you are a maker or a customer, or if you are with Stampin' Up as a demo or a customer, I invite you to come on over. It's just a group of crafty friends. I share artwork, I share inspiration. There's an engagement post at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. just to keep us talking. The Olympics was a fun one to discuss, and I'm sad that that's over. So come on over and join us too. There is a link down below in the comments for that as well. So if you're ready to see what I've got to share with you here, let's get started. Hey crafty friends, it is Keely. I am jumping in here pretty early today on Monday. I had my scrapbooking retreat this last weekend, and so I always schedule a chiropractor appointment for 3 p.m. on the Monday after, so I can get a little snap, crackle, pop and everything back in place after I've lifted and hauled and all the things. So I just got back from that, and I wanted to share with you guys this awesome scrapbooking workshop, Elegant Pine. Now, this is not a corporate workshop. This is a workshop that my friend Michael Rowley created. We did these layouts back in July when we were in Delaware together. She had created it ahead of time, and then we all assembled, and then maybe she finished creating some while we were there. I'm going to share with you, the DSP is still available, and so are the dies to this set. However, I don't think the stamp set is, and I can't remember if we actually used the stamp or not. A lot of fun things with the die is that it cuts directly out of the paper. I actually do not own the stamp or the die. I only had purchased the DSP. And then my sister actually made her Christmas cards using the stamp and the die. And so I was able to borrow that from her at one of the last retreats that she had come to. So I was able to create. So I'm going to walk you through these layouts and share with you. There is a lot of fun Stampin' Up! Product used on them. And I will even point out a couple things that I used that was close to my heart. So I'm trying to use things from my stash as well. I am also going to share with you, I'm going to set these all off to the side. Oh, I just sent that flying. And share with you where it came from. So these are a little bit older. This paper is from the September online exclusives. So since September, we've had November, and now we've had January online exclusives. And as a demo, you can actually pre-order the March online exclusive product. So this is kind of a little bit older, but it's still available for the most part. And I absolutely loved this workshop and wanted to make sure that I shared it with you. So if on the September online exclusives, again, we have, luckily, I love that they have printed these out for us, or that they have them so that we can print out. It is from the September PDF, Elegant Pine Snowflakes. And so I used the Elegant Pine Snowflake DSP, it's 12 by 12. I used the Delicate Pines. The dies over here is what I mainly used. And I'll point out if I did use the stamp set, but I don't think I did. I think it was just the dies that we used. I used the Faceted Snowflakes. These are absolutely gorgeous. And then some white ribbon, and let's see, I can probably tell you right here. Elegant Pine Snowflakes, the Elegant Pine Bundle, pattern tag dies. These are no longer available. And I can tell you that just because I had a friend of mine in a demo. Dawn asked me if she wanted to order them online and couldn't find them. And they must have retired and because they are no longer there. But if you were to purchase this workshop guide, if you come to any of my retreats, I always have them with me. So you'd be able to borrow them there. You need white willow cardstock, black cardstock, olive, cherry cobbler, shaded spruce, pecan pie, pretty peacock, and green garden for the cardstock. You need some vellum. You're going to use some real red ink, old olive ink, and shaded spruce ink. She used the traditional sparkling sequins. Again, I used the pretty ones that actually coordinated with that, which was the faceted snowflakes on mine. And olive mode alphabet. I absolutely love that. You guys know I love my alpha sets. Small heart stamps. The mini alphabet dies are the Joy die cut. And you will see that Joy, I'll point that out, that is from a prior paper pumpkin. I've used that a lot. Red glitter paper and white glitter paper. So my friend Michael Rowley, again, she's the one that created this workshop and this guide. So with a $50 order on my website, I will then send you the instruction sheet to go along with that. She tells you how to cut everything out, including the dies, and these are coming directly out of the DSP. So using the dies from this collection match the pattern paper. I absolutely love that about Stampin' Up. And then again, this has a little bit more cutting than a lot of workshops, but here you can see where these tags are, and you could really honestly just use a regular tag. You wouldn't have to use the fancy ones. Using some pine cones and then the snowflake poinsettia look to them. And then again, how to assemble, what it looks like, and then what to do, how to put it together, okay? So it's going to make 2, 4, 6, 8 layouts, so 4 double page layouts. All right, I'm going to set that off to the side, and let's show you what you're here to see. Layout number 1. If any of you guys did the album retreat, Stampin' Up's very first album retreat, you should recognize this design. This is the design one that we did in one of their layouts. As soon as I saw what we were doing and cutting, I'm like, oh, I've done this before. So you can see we just have some straight cardstock going on for 2 of the large banners on the left and right page, and then some of the pretty DSP is shown here. We also use some of the red glimmer paper, nice and sparkly, but doesn't rub off, and then another pattern that's going across. So it carries all the way through to both sets of pages, and then you can see all these gorgeous snowflakes. These were done directly with the die. So you take the die and you put it onto the DSP, and it cuts it out for you. No stamping needed. You're cutting directly out of paper. So on here, this layout will get you, oh, I just did a little bit there, 3 vertical 3x4s, a horizontal 3x4, 3 3x3s, and a horizontal 4x6. So lots of fun pictures. There, you can notice there is no title on this one, so you're free to do whatever. You could do a big title through here, or just do a little journaling in a white gel pen. That would be pretty too. These snowflakes are all popped up with foam dimensional tape. And then I also used those faceted star snowflakey flower look to them. I love how this turned out. The base is on white willow. So I'm going to bring that up so that you can see how these just fun cut directly out of the DSP. And then here is that fun faceted. So it comes to a point, right? It's kind of like a diamond shape type. And then that big snowflake star there. Okay. And then on the right page, you can see some of that glimmer and how it doesn't shed. How pretty is that? So here's one that's popped up. And then these little guys over here are popped up as well. So that is layout 1, and it's the photo mats are backed in black. So it kind of helps make those pop. That was layout number 1. Layout number 2 is called Traditions. At least that's what the title of this one on the left page is here. Traditions is cut directly out of one of the DSPs using the alphabet a la mode. Okay, I love that alphabet because it's tall and skinny and thin, and you can get a longer title in a small area. So that's always nice. You can see we use some old olive as the cardstock that coordinates with this DSP that's on here. All the pictures are matted in black. This layout has room for a horizontal 4x6, a vertical 4x6, 4 4x4 square images. Again, we used that die and it cut directly out of the DSP here, and then these 3 little ones on this side. These in the red glitter, these 3 were cut with the die as well, but just out of the glimmer paper. And then I saw some. Oh, here's the Joy that I was talking about. That Joy is from the Paper Pumpkin from the October, November, December collection, because I used that one on a couple different projects as well. Things that are popped up. This big snowflake is completely popped up on top, and the Joy is just adhered down below. The big snowflake and then these little snowflakes are popped up, and then these two little ones are popped, as well as the big underneath here, that one. I love the glimmer. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see the alpha and how it was cut out of the DSP. And then you can see the sparkly glimmer of the snowflakes, and then the DSP cut. And then again, I use those faceted red gems, and hopefully you can see those. On the right page here is that awesome Joy. I just love it. I love that font. I love how the Y curves off to the side and it kind of coordinates with the J there. On hers, she did do this. This is where she did do some stamping. She did some random stamping of like a little snowflake in two-tone underneath. And I think that's the only place that we actually did any stamping. And so I was like, nope, I'm not going to get it out for that. So I just left it as solid cardstock, and I thought it worked well, just because you also have the solid cardstock here, and it kind of just differentiates from there as well. So just because it says to do something in directions on workshops, guys, you don't have to. You don't have to follow it to a T. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. So this is layout number 2. Layout number 3, Winter Wonderland. Now, can anybody tell me? So this layout I love because, again, we're double layering. And as I can tell when I bring it over to show with you, I have gutted it. Okay, so I love a 1-inch margin around the outside, and I cut that inner 10 inches out of the center so that it can be used on other projects. You can see our two-tone cardstock, and that this dark piece is the true side, and then this is the back side, which is the light side. So you're really getting 2 different colors for the price of 1. Okay, flipping it back over so we can talk about it here, where you are going to get 4 vertical 3x4s and 4 4x4 square photos for these pages. I love this layout because it really showcases the colors that are in this kit. So these first ones that I shared with you guys, they're more like the greens and the reds and the traditional colors of Christmas and winter. And then you have these other ones that have the peacock and the Lost Lagoon, right? And it just ties in really well with the green papers, and I love it. And you get a good smattering of all the different DSPs, you know, that we kind of have going on here. In this one we used some of the dies. So these are little evergreen sprigs, and then some double layering of the acorns. Wonderland is cut out in Cherry Cobbler, and it is then in cardstock and using the alphabet a la mode. How many of you recognize this winter right here? This is a die cut, but it is not Stampin' Up. It is close to my heart. And it was funny because as soon as I saw she had named the title Winter Wonderland, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have that die. And I think that's the one she actually shows in her directions too. You could always cut it out from Cricut. You could still use winter cut out in green, just using the a la mode or other dies that you have, but it was kind of fun to use something from my stash and combine it. That worked out perfectly with this. So winter, and for the dot, I used one of the sparkle faceted gems here. Again, I used the green. So this collection comes with green, oh my gosh, sorry, red, clear, and then like a turquoise color, the Lost Lagoon color. You'll see that on the 4th layout. So it's kind of fun just putting these evergreens. So the bottom pine cones are flat, and then these upper pine cones, I added 3-dimensional tape behind those. So those are the only things that are actually popped on this layout. Everything else is flat to the page. I'm going to bring these up so that you can see it closer. I'll do this so that you can see those little pines and the gems, and then the winter part, that was the close to my heart part, and then Wonderland is with that a la mode alpha set. And then all these great papers throughout here. So fun. I love double-sided papers too. And then on the right side, again, it's just taking, you know, box squares. Squares is all this page is, with a little bit of an embellishment on the side. And the reason for that is, remember, you're supposed to keep your triangle. Keep your eyes moving across the page, and that helps guide you across, is making this big triangle right through there. All right, that was layout number 3, guys. We're going to move on to the last and final layout, which is layout number 4. And this one is called Winter Fun. Okay, again, this one has been gutted. So you can see the front of this DSP is this pretty sprig, and the back. So this is the front here, and then this is the back side of that DSP. Okay. I'm going to show you what this left one looks like, because I totally did not realize at the time. I gutted this one. She doesn't tell you to, but I was like, oh, then I can use some of this for the mat. So I gutted one side. I think she does tell you one side, but not the other. And I, without thinking, I gutted both sides, not realizing that I'm taking, you know, a strip here and a strip here. So I'm just going to show you what happened, right? So when I gutted, I had nothing to attach. It was only attached up at the top, and it kind of made like a gaping area through here, and I just wanted it to have a little bit more stability, so I had a scrap piece of the Pretty Peacock, and so I just added that onto the back to make it a little bit more stable, and that way it allowed me to gut it and still have photo mats. So that's one of the reasons I love to gut too, because it saves on cardstock. Your layouts aren't as heavy, and you're able to use that inner as your photo mats. So this was a fun layout. This is where the vellum comes in. We cut the snowflake here out of vellum, and then this upper piece of this die, and where is it? The little leaves over here were cut from vellum as well. Then I used winter. Again, that's that a la mode in white glitter. And this white glitter is actually close to my heart, because I did not have any white from Stampin' Up from when I joined. Usually I use leftovers of whatever I can find, but I did not have any. So this is close to my heart, white glitter paper. And then these are sprigs from the dies, and I think it's 1, 2, 3, I think it's 4 of them, and then you just lay them across into the center, adhered them into the center, and then added a little gem in the middle. And then Fun is from the mini alpha set, and I think Michael used a different font there. I think she called hers Winter Days. So Days, I don't know where her Days was actually from, and I wanted to call mine Winter Fun instead. So Fun I just used from the stuff. So again, like I said, you would never know if I didn't tell you that that's what hers says, and I didn't follow it exactly. Again, we have the 3 different tags, and like I said earlier, these tags are not available any longer. It was a die set that has retired and sold out, but if you come to my retreats, you can always borrow them from me. This one just has like sprigs that are cut out of it, and this one has cute snowflakes. So the base of this tag was white glitter, and then the upper is the cardstock with the cuts. This is just a standard tag, and then this one has the evergreen down below, and then the vellum on top. And again, we did the same thing with these 3. So the bottom is the same as this one. It's the green, but then it's in the white glitter paper on top with the sprigs. So the same die that cut this top one. This is just a solid piece. So this one we cut out of cardstock. This one over here we cut out of DSP, and then a solid strip here, because then we added some dimension, and I added one of the pretty sprigs, and then just some vellum leafing below it, and then tied with ribbon. So lots of ribbon used on this layout, which is kind of fun because it's white, and I love the edges of this ribbon because it's kind of frayed. So it just kind of gives it just a wintry feel to it, I thought. And then again, used the blue gems. What's popped up on here is I did pop up, no, I did not pop up any of that. None of these are popped up. Only over here, this one is flat, but then I popped this one up, and then this one's flat to this one. So just this middle one, just so that it gave it a little bit more dimension, so that you could see it a little bit better. This layout is going to give you 3 horizontal 4x6s, a 4x4 square, and then 2 vertical 3x4s, or you could put another horizontal 4x6 there if you wanted. So I'm going to bring this up so that you can see this one up close. Here is a good look at those tags, and here's a good look at the title. Okay, and again, I loved our glitter paper from Close to My Heart because it didn't shed either. And then here is the look at the vellum, and here's those teal faceted dots. Remember I told you it's red clear and this blue color. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the look at these. Each of these layouts will be posted at 7 p.m. throughout the week. I will convert this video from a Facebook Live to YouTube so that it stays in the group here. I'll post that on Sunday at 7, so it stays, because Facebook Lives are deleted after 30 days out of Facebook. And so by converting them to YouTube, they're out on my YouTube channel. Anybody can watch them out there, and then they're here for you guys to refer back to as well. So again, if you loved this workshop, you can get it and the directions with a $50 order from my website, and all of the papers and the collection, the DSPs and the Faceted gems, everything came from the September online exclusive. So it's online only. So those are fun things that are not in catalogs. I just want to be clear with that. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to comment down below. Send me a private message. I would love to hear layout 1, 2, 3, 4, which was your favorite. Otherwise, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep crafting, friends. Talk to you later. Love ya. Everyone, thanks for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed my scrapbooking video. If so, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I look forward to sharing new creations with you next week. To keep the crafting fun going, check out my prior scrapbooking videos. I appreciate your support. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep crafting!